Lirien was a gifted dancer, known across the city for her grace and captivating performances. Every evening, the Grand Theatre would fill with an eager crowd, waiting to watch her take the stage. Her movements were fluid, her timing impeccable, but there was something else that set her apart, something almost otherworldly. When the spotlight shone on Lirien, her shadow seemed to take on a life of its own. It danced beside her, mimicking her steps, but adding an extra flair, a perfection even she couldn't achieve. The shadow moved with a precision and artistry that left the audience spellbound, often drawing more attention than Lirien herself. Whispers spread that she was a prodigy, capable of commanding even her shadow to dance. Lirien, however, wasn't as confident as she appeared. Each night, as she practiced alone in the quiet studio, she noticed how her shadow moved differently, more gracefully, more freely. No matter how hard she tried to replicate its perfection, she always fell short. "Why can't I be as flawless as my shadow?" she would wonder, frustration simmering within her. Her insecurities grew, even as her fame soared. She began to see her shadow as a rival, a competitor that she could never outshine. One evening, during her most anticipated performance yet, Lirien felt the weight of her fears more than ever. The theater was packed, the air buzzing with excitement. As the music began, she stepped onto the stage, her shadow following her as always. The audience watched in awe, but Lirien's focus faltered. Midway through the routine, she lost her balance on a complex spin. For a moment, time seemed to freeze. She stumbled, certain she was about to fall in front of everyone. But then, something extraordinary happened. Her shadow moved independently, catching her before she hit the ground. It steadied her, guiding her back into the rhythm of the dance. The audience, thinking it was part of the act, erupted into applause. Back in her dressing room, Lirien sat in silence, replaying the moment in her mind. For the first time, she didn't feel envy or frustration toward her shadow. Instead, she felt gratitude. Her shadow wasn't competing with her, it was supporting her. It wasn't something to outshine, but a reflection of her truest, most confident self. From that night on, Lirien danced differently. She no longer tried to match her shadow, but let it guide her. She stopped striving for perfection, and embraced the harmony between her physical self and her inner strength. Her performances became even more extraordinary, not because of technical precision, but because of the emotion and authenticity she poured into every step. The story teaches us that our perceived flaws and insecurities often stem from a misunderstanding of ourselves. Lirien's shadow represents the best version of who she already was, a reminder that our greatest strengths come from within. By embracing and trusting ourselves, we can unlock our true potential.